or this bulky Chinese feel. There were no brands, doing things like incorporating local materials like tie and dye, adire, ashoke, and Ankara. The reason why I'm doing this is I really want every single African to own a tailor piece and be so proud that, this is made locally by my own people. Yeah, I don't feel like I've done something else. I'm satisfied till the customer says, oh, this is made in Nigeria, this is similar to what I would get it from Europe or from the US. So these are like some of the sofas that's been done. Sofa like Kemi, Siwa Beanbag, furniture. The name comes from people that work at tailor sometimes, even from some of our friends. It's just so that people can see a part of themselves in those pieces. People that love the piece initially were majorly expatriates because oh, this looks like it's Nigerian, and later on, a lot of Nigerians started adopting it because it reminds them of Ashwebi and Owambe and all of those things.
For a country that's relied on international furniture purchases, young creative designers such as Jumoke have closed the gap by creatively designing pieces that are different yet affordable using locally sourced raw materials, bringing Nigeria center stage in this challenging and competitive market. Next time you sit on a chair, it might just be a tailor furniture masterpiece. Even when Jumoke Dada goes out, she sees her success before her eyes.
I'm excited to be here at Danfo Bistro. I think it's one of my favorite places, so I enjoy coming here to, eat and have meetings. Right now, I'm here to have a meeting with one of my colleagues at work. It feels good to just come around and get to see the things that we get into at tailor come to life and see how people interact with it. And I'm kind of really excited I get to interact with it as well each time I come here.
I like some of the initiatives that were taken at tailor. The most recent being the Pay with Flexi that we recently just launched, and you can see how that has caught fire and customers are really excited about it because it gives them the flexibility of owning tailor pieces that they've always wanted to own and just conveniently spread the payment across a certain number of months or at their convenience. I'm also very excited about the AR/VR. I know that that's even going to be bigger for us because it just launches us into an entirely different landscape. You don't have to go to a brick and mortar. But from the comfort of your home, you can literally interact with our PCs and just generally have that experience. And yeah, it's definitely fun. It's fun working with Jumoke, fun working with you.
I don't see tailor stopping in Nigeria. I see tailor in East Africa, I see tailor in South Africa, I see tailor in Europe, I see tailor in America, and I feel it's just a matter of time. Tailor will get to that point whereby the way you have Roche Bobois of France, IKEA is Swedish, then a brand from Africa, like tailor would go ahead to become an internationally recognized brand.
Well, still on the 1 p.m. English news. For more information around the world, we touch on stories coming in from the African continent. I'm Metohuey ADOGLO, still with my colleague
Hazel OGOIGBE. Beautiful afternoon to you, Metohuey ADOGLO.
Yeah, beautiful afternoon. Let's get started dissecting. We head straight to the nation Nigeria, touching on some of our favorite papers. What's happening in Nigeria? So now the front page of the nation Nigeria reveals World Bank okays 13.5 million financing plan for Nigeria. We have that on page 9 of the nation Nigeria. Let's just highlight there, right there, on page 8 of Nigeria. Also, Buhari approves 134.7 billion for military veterans.
That's a lot of money. That's
a lot of money. Yeah, for military veterans, I think they are quite in need of it because I don't think the government does really, for a very, very long time, the government does not really care about its pensioners, and they need this money because they are out of work, and some of them haven't even acquired like a lot of bad injuries, and some of them don't have legs, some of them are handicapped. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of money that's quite needed in the country. Also, tribunal compels INEC to release our delegate certificate. We have it on page 7. And also looking at that, we have just right there, UK reveals government launches 100 million scheme to lift women. We had on page 9. What do you think about that?
I think it's a welcome development because there are a whole lot of women going through lots of challenges, you know, from childbirth, people that are sick, people that are old, people that cannot do a lot of things. So I think when you pump money into the economy and women are your target, I really think it's a wise investment for any single government.
Now let's look at the front page. The front page says, Tinubu, I'm not seeking an office on religious grounds. Hazel, do you believe that?
Well, he says, if you look at that, he says the APC presidential candidate meets can Christian bodies present charter of demand. The truth is, Nigeria is a religious country. You have Muslims, you have Christians, and they play a major role in Nigerian politics. You know, if a popular pastor comes up to tell his populace that, even subtly hint it that this is the candidate that I'm voting for, make sure you exercise your franchise. Because of the amount of respect we have for religious leaders, you just find out that a lot of church members would literally back the person up because their pastor has said it. So when you're saying you're not seeking office on religious grounds, it simply means maybe it's not a function of him being a Christian or him being a Muslim, because lots of Nigerians are talking about the fact that you cannot have a Muslim ticket come for presidency and then the vice presidency. That simply means you're streamlining with Christians. So I think he's just trying to say that it's a concept of meritocracy, not talking about religious grounds.
All right, that is right there. I agree with that. If I also add a bit on that, let's say Rivers won't vote for president along party line, says Wike.
That guy has been a rebel in the People's Democratic Party, and right now, I know a rebel always has his lords with him. You know, he has his lords, Makinde and the likes. So right now, it's a bit confusing because we do not even know the party he's going to pledge support for. We do not know where he's going to be like. So Nigerians are really thinking, okay, Wike, what is your game all about? And fingers crossed, we're just watching the movie unfold.
All right, now let's rush through this one. The Punch, the front page of the Punch reveals friends, Muslim tickets. Like she just said, talked about the Muslim tickets. Friends criticizing me lobbying. That's what we have here on the front page of the Punch Nigeria. Now, friends criticizing me for lobbying for vice presidential slot. Tinubu, we had on page 2. Also, Tinubu meets Khan, says he didn't Islamize his family. Can't do so such in Nigeria. Nigeria needs religious neutrality state, not a religious state associated by devices the government. Also, next president must ensure a good balance between Muslim. Looking down from that, there's a picture of all about, you know, Lagos recently has been having a lot of issues with the bikes. Nigeria is trying to abolish a lot of bikes in the country, especially in Lagos, because they find it very hard to work with the current transits in the country. Also, a lot of countries, you find it very odd that Benin is one of the very few countries that has a lot of bikes. You go to some other countries and you find out that there are no bikes. It's just strictly taxi or the tricycle.
Well, I think it's also because Benin is actually a closely compact country, or rather, yes, a closely compact country. So using bikes is literally going to make transportation really easy. Just imagine Cotonou with a whole lot of cars, you know, transportation. It will be very seamless for a lot of people, but I also feel that it would also really make the traffic level increase to like 80 or 100%. So, well, I don't mind the bikes in Benin. It's easier, it's faster. It might not be more affordable, but then I think it's quite accessible.
All right, now let's get to sports. One of my favorite papers.
Okay, this is why I basically have to leave you.
All right, now let's look at sports. Let's tell you, Ronaldo out for Nigerian clash as the World Cup kicks in. We have the Portugal team that will be playing Nigeria, and Ronaldo is out of that clash. Now, a lot of Nigerians are very disappointed about this because a lot of Nigerians were hoping to see Cristiano in action versus Nigeria. Now, he has suffered from a stomach bug. We have that here on page 7 of the Punch Nigeria. Also, Reds considering Chukwueze deal. Now, Reds are Liverpool looking to acquire this Nigerian international as he has been in fine form for club and country. Now, Chukwueze for the Reds, that will be something to witness, something to see. We have that on page 8 of the Punch Nigeria. Also, he will be blamed over a shirt incident. Now, he will be throwing his shirt to the fans, and the fans threw the shirt back at him because Everton had lost that particular game and are very unhappy. Now, you should know Iwobi is the nephew of Nigerian legend JJ Okocha. Now his mom, that's the Okocha protege right there from the family, and he's also doing his uncle proud. Now looking at the right-hand side, extreme right-hand side of the paper, says Osbe Haaland on same level. Napoli director. Now Haaland has come on and scored a whole lot of goals this season. He scored about 25 goals already this season. He scored 25 goals already this season. 25 goals this season, and Osimhen has about 20 goals already to his name. And the sporting directors come on to say they are on the same level. Now, Haaland was sold for about $90 million, and Osimhen about around the same. Now, well, this is all we have for you for this edition of the African Newspaper Review. We'd like to talk about more stories, but here we have to let go.
Thank you.
Back to you, Hazel.
Thank you so much, Metohuey ADOGLO. And our dear viewers, this is where we conclude today's news edition, coming to you live and direct from Golfe TV Africa here in the city of Cotonou. Now, here's a recap of our top stories. A revised helmet law has been enacted in Benin Republic. This law states that motorists and passengers must wear their helmet.
The leader of the opposition, current National Executive Secretary of the FCB party, had a meeting with its members on November 16.
We also saw that the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says tourism is an important sector of the economy as it has the potential to boost trade, hospitality and transportation. Over to you, Metohuey ADOGLO, for the conclusion.
And so we conclude this edition of the 1 p.m. English News on Golfe TV Africa. Do have yourself a lovely day.